Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see your deck featured on the channel, hang out with me and the amazing BoshNRoll community on Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, or book an individual coaching session, check out the Patreon and YouTube member links in the video description. Use the code BoshNRoll to get 10% off the best Magic apparel on the market at coalesceapparel.shop. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to order cards from tcgplayer.com, or play any deck, anytime, with a Magic Online loan account from cardhoarder.com. Thanks again for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back, once again, to the BoshNRoll channel. Today, once again, we're playing Pox. We're in another Pox-a-sance here. We go on these drags on the channel where everybody wants to see Pox all the time. I released Stifle Pox just a couple days ago, and now we are back in the canon with Karn Pox. And I have yet another Pox, a life and limb, destroy all creatures kind of Pox list coming down in a couple days here. Make sure you're subbed if you want to see all of this nonsense. But let's talk about this one. This is from Patreon subscriber Luca. This is the person who brought us Wallow Algae Pox. Wah! Back when that happened. That was a great video. Check that out, by the way. And Luca wanted me to revisit that shell and focus on the Karn and crop rotation aspects of it. So what I've done here is I kind of, basically I cut the two spreading algaes because that was fun. It was cute. It wasn't even bad, but we did it. And now I have a different focus for this version of the deck. And that's Karn the Great Creator. This is the only Pox list that I've seen this card in, and in the previous league, we went 4-1 in the last league, and every time Karn hit this deck, we just won the game, which was an impressive way to turn the corner in a deck that's pretty much known for farting around. Like, Pox is pretty good at controlling the early turns of a game and then just either petering out or steamrolling, but Karn just is a card that arrives and wins the game, and love to have it around. The spreading algaes are out. There were two of them. And with spreading algae out, I also cut Yavimaya because we don't need green that much anymore. Just a whole green card is out of the deck. That gave me room for a third Urza Saga, because Saga is just one of the best things you can be doing with Life from the Loam in this shell. I have replaced the main deck Tabernacle with the sideboard Bojuka Bog. We just switched places there. I think that leaning in on the crop rotation aspect of the deck, Bojuka Bog is a better card to have in a crop rotation package in the main deck than Tabernacle is. This deck's already really good at controlling creatures with the Sudden Edicts, Smallpox, and Lilianas. Like, we're here to smush creatures. More Tabernacle is not really the answer, but Bojuka Bog could be the difference in certain unfair matchups, especially since we're a discard deck. Like, him to Turok hitting Uro always feels bad, but having a main deck out to that's pretty exciting. A second main deck out, because there's also a Nile Spellbomb in the Urza Saga package. But we built out the crop rotation here. I turned Rishadan Port into Ghost Quarter. Rishadan Port, there was one in the previous build because it's really funny with algae, spreading algae. You can just pick off lands, whether they tap them or not. You can tap them for them. But without algae, I think Ghost Quarter is going to be better. Between them fetching around Wasteland, us having Boseiju, there's a lot of pressure on the number of basic lands in a deck, and Ghost Quarter really can run an opponent out eventually of mana sources entirely. And when it's not good, we have Mox Diamond, we have Liliana, we have Smallpox. We have ways to use just a blank piece of cardboard in this deck for sure. I added a Barrenmoor to the list. Nurturing Peatland was already in here as a way to recur card draw with Life from the Loam, but I've liked lately that Barrenmoor, you don't have to spend your land drop to do it. You can draw extra cards with Loam and hit your land drop every turn. Castle Lochthwain was a sweet one. Last time we played the deck, that's a nice card advantage engine also in the crop rotation package. And I love this one of Takenuma the Abandoned Mire, or Abandoned Mire. I guess it's not that famous. Still a legend though. This can pick up Karn or Liliana if you Loam past it. So having a way to dredge Loam into Karn is really insane in this deck. Building out the Urza Saga package, I cut Pithing Needle for Shadow Spear. Or wait, Pithing Needle's here. I did a lot of moving around of these pieces. Let me reorient myself. I knew I wanted to try Currency Converter. I played this in a standstill shell recently, and it was insane. And trying it here in Pox, I'm pretty excited about. Just more card selection, more card advantage in this deck is all you ever want. I love the Nile Spellbomb. I do want to beat up a graveyard, and the fact you can draw a card on it when it's bad is great. Pithing Needle is in the deck still. Curse Scroll is the one that didn't make the cut, unfortunately. Once again, we're really good against creatures already. Between Karn and Urza Saga, we can close games pretty well. Curse Scroll just sort of falling off as something that I want in a Saga package. I added Shadow Spear, which was not in the last deck, but having a third Urza Saga makes me more willing to put Shadow Spear on a creature. And of course, Retrofitter Foundry, because that's one that is a mana sink and you can take over a game with it. The rest is just Pox stuff. We got Dark Rituals, Mox Diamond, Speed Up on Mana, Hymn to Turok, Smallpox. Just, we're trying to squeeze opponents out of the game here and have a number of tricksy little tutor packages to back it up. Pretty simple, really. Let's do it. Another Pox League on the BoshNRoll channel. We are on the draw in round 1 against notable Elves Wizard, Julian23. That's itsjulian.com. Awesome streamer and legacy person in general. Turn 1 Liliana the Veil, turn 2 Smallpox is going to obliterate Elves. Let's hope that's actually what he's doing today. He does play other decks sometimes, but known for Elves. As a former Elves diehard myself, let me tell you how fucked up Pox is against the entire situation. Okay. This looks more like Maverick than Elves, and that's okay with me. I can also just beat that. I have to think a little bit about how I want to sequence this, and probably want to use Bayou. Some Maverick decks are black, like Dark Maverick is a thing, but I also don't want to give up my green source. And the other two come into play tap, so I guess it's Urborg. LFG. Liliana. I wish he played a 1-drop that I could just eat here, because this gives a little room for weirdness to occur. Do I want to give up on the Baron more now, or the Nile Spellbomb? Guess I'll just dump the Spellbomb. I have the next 2 creatures answered. Swords to Plowshares is the discard. This is a nightmare for Maverick, though. Just this creature, or this permanent arriving at this phase of the game. Life from the Loam, my goodness. All right, it's all coming together. I'm going to play my Castle Lochthwain. Or I think I want to plus Liliana first. Each player discards a card. I don't want him to know that this is my plan. That Smallpox is coming when he has to make the decision on this discard. I'm discarding the Loam, which does expose to Endurance. But whatever, good luck with that. Discard Baronmore. Sack the Urborg. Just in case Urborg's helping him. Ooh, he did have Endurance. Didn't want to pitch an extra card to take Loam out of the equation, though. That makes sense. Or maybe he has Crop Rotation for Bajuka Bog and just clear out my Loam. Or maybe he thinks he doesn't have time to fight through a Loam. Also a reasonable thing. This Liliana is asserting herself. Thalia. Okay. I'm going to dredge Loam minus Liliana. Your player sacrifices a creature. That'll be you. I have 3 lands to recur with Loam. Zoop. There they are. Okay, 2 cards left in hand over there. Liliana can still Edict again without leaving play. Sorry if you're hearing loud banging behind me. It is the 4th of July weekend here in America, and people don't know how to act. Okay, I'm going to plus Liliana first. Let's get these hands empty. He's got the Horizon Canopy if he wants it. I'm going to discard Urborg. Then I'm going to cycle Baronmore into Turok. Not helpful anymore. I'm going to grab another Bayou and pick up Baronmore, Nurturing Peatland, and Urborg. Alright, this is going to be the final YOLO. You can try to play Drago, hit like Knight of the Reliquary or something along the way. I'm going to dredge Loam again. Plus Lily. There might be some argument. Does he have the flash creature? Come on. All right. I was about to say there might be some argument to playing him to Turok instead. Okay, so the Loam is safe in my hand. Each player discards a card. I will discard him to Turok. Or, now the Urborg's already looping. Whatever. I got the Loam. No problem here. Cycle Baron more. Another Hymn to Turok. Play Peatland for turn. And loam back my things. Alright, yeah. I should have Hymn to Turok. I had it there, and I was like, if he has a flash creature... I was in the middle of saying if he has a flash creature, I should have hymned, and had a flash creature. So Liliana's going to go to 2 on this attack. She can still clear the endurance if I don't find another out to it. Oof. Alright. I'm going to cycle Baron more in response. I'm not going to Dredge Loam. Oh, there's Karn. What do you do on 5 mana? Karn can get Crucible, or I could set up Lattice for the next turn. These are both 3-power creatures, though. It's kind of a tilt. Do I want to Dredge Loam? Or I think I want to draw a card. I'm drawing a card. Ha ha ha! I was never worried, were you? I took the draw because I was looking for an Edict, and I found, in fact, the Edict Queen herself, Liliana. You can lose that as well. Okay, cool. And my P-land is online with the Loam. Karn's ready to go. If I can win this game without revealing Karn, that would be big, but if he doesn't just concede here, I will. Slam Karn. Looks like a Zenith. Zenith for 2. Scavenging Goose has already been used. Outland Liberty. Okay, that's a cool one. Specifically good against Karn. That's a tilt. Do I want to draw a card? I could Karn plus Karn. Turn after that. Well, now Karn is just bad. Brutal. Okay. What do I do about this? I guess I take a draw off the Peatland. I am going to draw. Yeah, just digging for edicts, and we keep hitting. Play from the Loam, dredge it here. Smallpox is going to pick up Wasteland, Barren Moor, and Nurturing Peatland. Get all those. And I'm going to Wasteland my opponent. I'm going to take out the Horizon Canopy. I don't want you to draw any extra cards when I'm currently running out of cards. Smallpox, discard Hymn to Turok. I'm going to sack my Urborg. And I'm going to plus Liliana and discard a Hymn to Turok. Opponent is Hellbent with 0 cards in hand against my active Planeswalker, active Loam, soon to be another Planeswalker. Still scrapping this out, though. Gotta respect that, I guess. There's an Urza Saga, Wasteland, and Bayou seems fine. I'm going to Wasteland here. If he doesn't concede, I'm going to Wasteland. I can save the Saga for later. I just don't want him to ever get back in the game. Liliana, discard Bayou, and chip it. He's finally had enough. Okay. The old Pox versus Maverick. Classic legacy matchup. Nile Spellbomb, Knight of the Reliquary is a card in this deck, but they're not super big on graveyard use. You can probably get rid of that. The Plague Engineers are coming in. They line up well against a lot of the 1-drops in the deck, and then they also just are Death Touch creatures. Pretty nice. This is probably a Shadow Spear matchup. I like everything that's a removal spell. Needle can name Knight of the Reliquary or Wasteland, but I'm the Wasteland deck. I don't think I'm worried about that. These fireworks behind me are crazy. I have no idea if they're gonna be picked up and survive through all my editing, but they are very loud behind my head. It's 3:36 in the afternoon on July 3rd is when I'm recording this, and the fireworks are going insane already. Maybe I just shave a Thoughtseize, because this is a deck that plays the board and doesn't draw a lot of cards, so getting them Hellbent. And like I drew 2 Hymn to Turoks last game, and neither one found a target. I could bring in trophies if I'm worried about that, but I don't really want to ramp them. Alright, I'm going to try it like this. Alright, we got the Thoughtseize into him, into Liliana Curve. Snapkeep. His hand is pretty soft to a Mana Dork, but there is 1 basic swamp in the deck. I believe it's 1. Exactly 1. Can lead on that. Get my Thoughtseize going. It would be embarrassing for my Life from the Loam Wasteland deck to get beat by a Wasteland. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I could Thoughtseize now and then Sudden Edict next turn. Or I could Wasteland now. If I Wasteland now, that basically just countered the Green Sun Zenith, and he's still ahead and making land drops and stuff. I'm going to Thoughtseize now. All right, we've got Spirit of the Lab, Endurance, X2, and Knight of the Reliquary. I'm going to take the Knight of the Reliquary. That's the card I want to play against least out of that hand. I can Hymn to Turok, take most of this stuff. If he tries to get cute and hold up Endurance, I can Sudden Edict, wipe out the Dryad Arbor, and take out a whole turn cycle. I guess you could still float mana. Mana can still happen. I could also just Hymn to Turok and put him to the test here. Though, I think I would rather keep the... This is actually a tight one. Bang. Yeah, you can still float mana and cast the Endurance, but removing a mana source, even if you get to cast Endurance here, works for me. I have like Hymn to Turok and Wasteland. I have Loam Wasteland. Gotta work through this junk. One piece at a time. And constricting the mana is the start of that whole process. I've drawn another black source in the meantime. If he does find Wasteland, I can still Hymn to Turok. 3 cards in hand over there. That's good. I'm gonna Hymn to Turok first. Lost Green Sun Zenith and Endurance. Gonna Wasteland. Just remove the ability to play the game. We can map this out pretty well to, like, I go to 8, I play Liliana, kill one of these things. Then I go to 5 or Liliana dies, and then I Smallpox and kill the other thing. Could also Plague Engineer, name Spirit right now, and that's full stability. That's tricky. Because that's also a creature. That's fine. No, I like... This answers both creatures up front. Name Spirit. Put David Bowie in the graveyard over there. And I have a Death Touch creature in front of this Endurance. I will take the trade. Absolutely every time. 2 for 1 is all this deck ever wants. And I don't even need to Smallpox here. I'm just gonna Loam up Wasteland. Kill this last land. Get Loam going. Liliana's in my hand. Smallpox in my hand. Needs like Surgical to even survive this turn. Or a 3rd Endurance. Alright. Endurance, pitching, Endurance. All 4 Endurances have been played this game. Alright. That was cool. Alright, found the way to survive, but down to 1 card in hand. I was kind of hoping it was a creature, because now I can just Shadow Realm. 1 card in hand, 1 creature, 1 land. Do you all know the text on Smallpox? Are you familiar? I am gonna Dredge Loam. Found a Barrenmoor. Oh, here comes the full Shadow Realming. Discard the Loam. Sack the basic Swamp. If he draws Wasteland right now, and I don't find a land for a while, we could just be staring at each other. Right, I'm not going to Dredge Loam because I already have one. Going to cast Loam. And then Swamp, Dark Ritual, Liliana. And we're both hellbent. No permanence. The flawless victory. No cards in hand. No permanence. Ugh. God, Pox feels good when it does its thing. Undefeated in spectacular fashion. On to round 2. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the play in round 2. This is just like a fair and reasonable Loam start. I'm going to keep not really any Pox stuff going on here, but I have 2 Wastelands, Urza Saga and Loam. I can turn 1 Urza Saga with Mox Diamond, buying back a land. I'm going to start with Mox Diamond, and I'm going to discard Urborg. And the reason for this is I want them to kind of play into Wasteland. Like, I don't want to show them that I have Wasteland in my hand if I don't have to. That's just one little trick that I have that they might not know about. And I'm perfectly willing to Dark Ritual to make a construct if they give me a target for Wasteland right now. Wooded Foothills. Taiga. Oh no. We're in trouble. My insane start is less insane than I want. Also, all of my discard spells are risky now. They have Vengevine, Angie's Ravager, and Basking Rootwalla. My god. Alright, suddenly way under the gun. I'm gonna have to Shadow Spear this game. I have to... Alright, so I take 4 here, and then they're gonna be drawing 3 cards a turn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just, like, hope they brick pretty hard for a while. I don't know. It's not pretty. Yeah, matchups have natural predators. We just laughed off Maverick, and now we're playing its Madness, a deck that wants to discard its cards. I'm going to play the Urborg, and I'm going to start trying to mount my defense here. Angie's Ravager gets to draw 3 cards when it attacks. Discard your hand and draw 3 cards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can block the Rootwalla if they don't draw a mana source. I hope their hand is just like Hollow One or something not helpful. The construct arrives as a 2/2. Faithless Looting. Alright, so this is just draw 2, discard 2, or mill 2, basically. Which this deck does like to do because of Hollow One. Rootwalla is attacking. That seems risky. Okay, construct's in. Ravager gets to draw 3. There's nothing to discard. I kill the Rootwalla for free. I guess it means I can't chump block, but I don't think I was going to do that anyway. See what the follow-up is. Is there a Hollow One involved? This Dark Ritual might actually be game-breaking, because I'll get to make a construct and equip Shadow Spear. So don't Dredge Loam. Draw for turn. Castle Lochthwain. Make a construct. That's a 4/3/3. I'm going to get Shadow Spear. Becomes a 4/4. And then I can Dark Ritual to equip it. And then I have a 5/5 with lifelink in front of their 4-power attackers. Angie's Ravager attacks each combat if able. Alright. Let's hope their deck doesn't have great answers to a 5/5 lifelink in the main deck. I can start wastelanding next turn, start constricting this thing. If I get the Ravager out of play, then... Opponent asked if this is for a video. I promise you, everybody watching and listening, if you see me in the Moto queues, it's for a video. I don't play Magic Online in between this. It's like going home from work to work. It's a fun job, but I'm never not recording. Okay, Faithless Looting. If they can, like, go super wide and, like, hit 2 Vengevines, they might be able to push through here. Okay, they hit 1 Vengevine and 1 Rootwalla. 1 card left in hand. What is it? Okay, the fact that they're going to combat, even if it is a Rootwalla, the Vengevine doesn't get to attack this turn. Must be discarded. And it's an Angie's Ravager, but they don't have the mana to cast it. That's fine. Okay. I gotta line up my blocks. Block the 3/3 with my 4/4. Block the 4/3 with my 5/5. Might be a little risky, like Lightning Bolt Wrath of Godsme, but this absorbs the most damage here. The Ravagers are clear. What's left? Oh, right, the post-combat Rootwalla, getting back both Vengevines. I think I'm okay with this. I'm stable against it, at least. Now I start being a Pox deck. Still going to take a draw. Or is getting Saga online the answer here? No, I'm going to take a draw. All right. Rewarded. Okay, I'm ahead. Now it's time to start removing their ability to play the game. This Shadow Spear, we talked about this in the deck tech. It was a last-minute addition. This is like one of the last cards I added to the list, and rewarded for it. Much better than Curse Scroll would be in this situation. This Edict obviously isn't great, but there are... Any, like, 1 damage could break this game open. This is going to end it really scrappy one way or the other. Oh, attacks. All right. I'm going to fire off the Edict. Just get one of these Rootwallas out of here. I don't want to play against it. Remove it. Now I am going to Dredge Loam. I'm going to play Wasteland. Take you off of any mana at all after missing a land drop last turn. Pretty stoked about that. And then I'm going to loam back Wasteland, Urza Saga, and Wasteland. All right, I feel like we're over the hump here. And the opponent feels the same way, just identifying that my only out to that game situation in their turn 1 was getting Shadow Spear on a Saga token, and that is what happened. Plague Engineer on Lizard. is actually just preposterously good in this matchup. Grafdigger's Cage stops Vengevine. I think I am okay with Cage being in the deck and just having more natural graveyard hate to draw. Like, if Karn shows up, I wanted to get Ensnaring Bridge and shut the door. That's not really what I'm here for. Tabernacle's actually good in the matchup because they have more creatures than they have mana, which is not always the case. Wasteland, Tekanuma, all that stuff's fine. Thoughtseize and Hymn to Turok. Thoughtseize does give me some control. Hymn to Turok's a disaster. Maybe I need to be off Thoughtseize too. If I just get rid of all of my discard. I am on the draw here, so I'm not going to get a chance to like Thoughtseize Lionside Diamond before they can do anything. Maybe I just bring in... Oh, Surgical Extraction. Fucking duh. There is more graveyard hate. Are there any discard spells left? Liliana plus isn't great, but the minus is fine. Actually, she's pretty bad across the board, but creature removal is important. I think I have enough graveyard hate that I don't want another Surgical, because Surgical stops exactly Vengevine. It doesn't stop Hollow One or Angie's Ravager. Assassin's Trophy does stop those things, though. I actually think I'm going down to Liliana's up 2 trophies. Is this game winnable? I feel like I've cut the entire Pox engine, but the Pox engine does suck pretty hard against Madness. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Shadow Spear and Karn getting Ensnaring Bridge are the 2 main plans here. Bajuka Bog not at instant speed is pretty bad. No ramp, no interaction. Yeah, this is a mulligan. This one's a lot better. Ritualing out a Smallpox is a lot of fun. Might not be good in this matchup, but I'm going to keep this and send one of the crop rotations, I think. This hand is not exciting, but it's playable enough that I'm going to roll with it. Verdant Catacombs. Taiga. Breathing Needle. What do we name? Wasteland? Or Urza Saga? Naming Wasteland, okay. Very cautious play. Plague Engineer, Dark Ritualing that out on Lizard. I'm actually just going to do this. Makes Smallpox a lot worse, but I think it's okay. Alright. Turn 1 Plague Engineer on Lizard. I've played Madness in various formats and Survival in various formats, and Plague Engineer or Engineered Plague on Lizard is just insanely bad. And if I can keep lizards off the board, my edict effects get better. Because if I'm actually killing hollow ones with this, 4/4s instead of 1/1s, it's a lot more interesting. Discarded 2 Vengevines. Do you have additional enabling? Hollow 1? You're out of mana, out of creatures, right? Okay. A green source to get Bajuka Bog would make me really comfortable right now. Uh-oh. In some trouble due to the colors that exist right now, but my opponent's hand is clearly sputtering a little bit. Uh-oh. Just hard casting 2 lizards here, getting the Vengevines. Yeah. Rotate for Bajuka Bog wins this game, but it's not a thing I have access to. I'm going to trade with the hollow one, because that's the one that doesn't come back easily and often. This Plague Engineer has done its job already, or most of its job. As much of its job as it was allowed to do. Shadow Spear, shit. I don't think I can win this game now. Yeah, if they attack, I go to 4, even if I draw the Smallpox. Alright. Green source away from easily winning that game. If I can rotate for Bog, clear the Vengevines, hollow one is a brick. But yeah, the whole point of this deck is that it doesn't give you room to breathe, and if you stumble even a little bit, you're dead. And sometimes even if you don't stumble, you're still dead. Do I want to max out on Surgical after that experience I just had? Second Surgical's pretty bad, and sometimes the first one is bad. But again, I am a deck with discard involved in it. Alright, I guess I'll take an extra Surgical here, and slow things down with Dark Ritual, but Ritualing out Engineer was pretty great. Maybe it's Currency Converter. Do I have time for that? Do I have time for Retrofitter? Retrofitter can block. Currency Converter. There might just not be time for that. Alright, I'm going to do this. On the play. I don't think turn 3 Karn is the way here. Awkward. I guess I'm looking for Graveyard Hate. is what I'm mulling for. Like, I just asked myself, what am I mulling for? I guess, like, okay, this hand is what I was looking for. I'm going to keep this bottom Shadow Spear, and it's either Liliana or Assassin's Trophy. Probably Liliana. Yeah, because Trophy can pick off a hollow one, where Liliana is likely to just eat a lizard. They mull to 6. They Pithing Needle Wasteland again. That's fine with me. That's not what happened. All right, cool. Now I have Boseiju, which I have Crop Rotation and Surgical Extraction available. I have 2 pieces of Graveyard Hate, and I can get Tabernacle, or I can just grab a Wasteland and beat up on them. They come out of the gate slow here. I can Sudden Edict. Or if they sequence wrong, like if they go Lion's Eye Diamond, cast 3 creatures, I can, like if they cast the Ravager first instead of a Lizard first, I might be able to clip. Uh-oh, pair of Lizards coming in. This is where Graveyard Hate doesn't matter. I'm actually just going to Edict now. Sudden Edict. I'm doing it for the Blazing Rootwalla because this one pumps for 1 and the Basking Rootwalla pumps for 2. And none of my removal cares about toughness. Right, they can cast Hollow 1 here. I have the trophy for Hollow 1. Could also Crop Rotate in my upkeep for Saga, and then it would immediately get the second counter, but that's not helpful. There's not a Maze of Ith in the deck. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna... Alright. I'm gonna Assassin's Trophy Hollow 1. Just slow this down. I don't like to ramp them, especially with a Faithless Looting in their graveyard already, but here we are. Leaving the Lizard behind. Guess I technically should have waited till their draw step to trophy them, but in case they have, like, Veil of Summer or some shit. It's casting Angie's Ravager from the hand. We are at that phase of the game. Thanks, I hate it. Gonna review these lands again. If I knew I was drawing a land, I would want to Crop Rotate for Saga. I don't know that. I think it's probably still the right call. I'm gonna get Saga, which goes up 1 when it comes into play, and then once in my main phase. I really hope I draw an untapped land right now. Oof. That hurts. Do I want to put this Retrofitter into play or hold up Sudden Edict? I think I want the Retrofitter. Yeah, that sucks. Once again, this deck showing why it does what it does. Just, I stumbled a little bit. I had great interaction. I mean, this is a mull to 5. 1 more card would have been the land probably, but the like answer your threat, find a threat of my own, and still probably dead. Surgical in my opener, not a Vengevine to be seen yet. This is what I was worried about, of just sometimes it doesn't line up that way. Okay, now we see a Vengevine. There's 1 Rootwalla on the stack. Lion's Eye Diamond, okay. Show me like 3 more Vengevines in your hand. The Ravager and the small Rootwalla are going to attack. I'm going to let them discard and draw before I exile the Vengevine. Do I want to do it now? Is there any reason to do it now? I don't think so. I mean, it would save me 2 life if I do it now. You have a Spew with LED. There's also an Ancient Grudge in the graveyard. Flame Blade Adept. Alright, well, now I have to do it. A Surgical Extraction Vengevine. Paying the mana, the iron price. They can't cast another creature off LED and get another one. That's not how that card works. Oh, Burning Inquiry is actually, like, pretty good for me. I would love for my hand to move around a bit here. They have Burning Inquiry in hand, and Alpine Moon, yuck. There's an Ancient Grudge in the graveyard, so my artifacts are not even reliable. I think I have lost my opportunity to win this game. Jack, what do you got for me? Help me out here. Oh no, there's not... Engineer on Lizard actually would stabilize this. I can't get Mox Diamond here because I don't have a land. I could just grab Nile Spellbomb and try to draw a card, but I think we're out of luck here, team. I guess I do just still get Nile Spellbomb, and that can take out the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think I'm dead on board, but I can at least bomb the Ancient Grudge out of the graveyard. And if I draw a land here, I can make a 1/1. Okay, they are using the Lion's Eye Diamond to Ancient Grudge me. Fair enough.
Still gonna draw a card. Smallpox. All right. Yeah, we are a mana behind here. Day late, dollar short, as they say. I cannot win this game anymore. GG's opponent. They're gonna draw 3 fresh cards next turn. The Flameblade Adept's gonna get bigger. There's not a sequence of draws that get me there anymore. GG's. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I love that we've seen the complete polarity of Pox, of we just LOL'd our way straight to the bank against Maverick and then just got smeared by Madness. The two extremes. Now let's try to have some normal ones. I'm going to mulligan this 0-lander. I'm going to keep this 4-lander and put one of the lands on the bottom. Thoughtseize Hymn to Turok. This could beat some decks on its own. Oh no. Snow-covered swamp. I wonder if they're holding up Dark Ritual Oppo Agent on me. That would actually be really good against me. I bought him to Bayou instead of a Verdant Catacombs for Loam synergies and the ability to fetch a basic, but now I wish I just kept 2 Bayous. Alright, Sudden Edict kills Oppo Agent next turn off the Wasteland, so we got a deal. Let's do whatever this weird Swamp Mirror is. Oh, Reanimator. That's less interesting than I wanted it to be. I'm planning for Oppo Agent, and they're just like Entomb. Oh, you have 3 Animate Deads. Cool. Or 1 Reanimate, 2 Animate Deads. Oh, okay. You do actually need a land here. One of them is Reanimate. I'm going to take that one and hope to buy myself a single turn to operate here. Let me get this Sudden Edict on board. Don't draw a land or Lotus Petal. Don't draw a land or Lotus Petal. Don't draw a land. Stop it. All right. Let's see if they are on the draw 7 immediately level or if they're going to fuck up and give me priority. Nope. They drew 7 immediately. Just fully F6'd here. It went all the way down to 6. That's bad. That probably means there's a second creature coming. If they just miss that land drop, I'm set. Set forever. A Dark Ritual now. Entomb. I have so much graveyard hate in my main deck too. I think I win this game on the play. I win this game if they miss that land drop. Bad times all around. Caracas is in my sideboard. It's not going to help me here. Big Zoom. All right. I'm good. I'm good. I believe you. Chancellor, I'm not going to be able to work my way through. I would rather play against this deck than Madness, though. This one at least sort of has direct lines that you can attack in a very linear way. Madness has... Like, we lost our last match against Madness because they cast Angie's Ravager. Just 3 mana tap. Here we go. This deck is much worse at doing that. I don't think I'm going to have time to convert currency. I like everything that kills anything. Niles Bob-omb's important. Pithing Needle naming. Grizzlebrand is a big deal. Retrofitter Foundry probably too slow. Are there any lands in here that I don't need? Ghost Quarter isn't great. So this is like exactly the kind of matchup Ghost Quarter's for. I actually think I want every land to enable my Mox Diamonds. Liliana, you never want to plus her in this matchup. She's purely on minus duty and then just hangs out. Unless you have Graveyard Hate ready. Maybe I can shave a Loam. Is that reasonable to do? Yeah, this matchup isn't really about grinding. Shave a... Oh, Dark Ritual Karn is pretty good. Dark Ritual is pretty good in general. I think I am going to shave on Liliana's. She's only good when you've already survived what they're doing. All right, let's go. This matchup is, I believe, very good. It's just also a very powerful deck. And their second land was Underground Sea, so they might have Show and Tell, but my plan is discard anyways. Okay, this hand is actually good. I'm going to keep it. The crop rotation for Bajuka Bog is excellent. And I have the Caracas. Lining it up here. If they have a discard spell into a selective reanimation option, like if they're on like Faithless Looting and just whatever comes out, then Caracas could be good. Grizzlebrand does get to draw a bunch in response, so gotta watch out for that. Urza Saga can force the activity though. If I just go Gordon Catacombs pass. And then next turn, Urza Saga. They know Graveyard Hate's going to come out of it at the back end, and they have to start acting. They did mull to 5. See if they can go off with protection. Faithless Looting, okay. Lost a Grizzlebrand for that. Now even if they do have a discard spell, I can crop rotation in response. Unmask targeting me. Pitching Exhume. We're going to crop rotate in response to that. Grab the Bojuka Bog. Get rid of Grizzlebrand and Faithless Looting. 2 cards left in the hand over there. I'm probably about to lose my Sudden Edict. Sure, they're not going to take Loam here when there's a removal spell in play. 2 cards left. I have to imagine it's like land reanimate, or they're just have a non-functional hand right now, which I'm also okay with. There's the land, okay. Urza Saga, get in there. And, I mean, I don't have any secrets here. Might as well cast the Loam. Mox Diamond, discard Urborg, cast the Loam. Get to work. Like, Wasteland's actually really good here. I just turned off all their removal, or all their discard. Do I want to Dredge Loam looking for Wasteland? I don't think so. I think I just want to draw a card. Yeah, that's what you want. I can Smallpox here, which might enable a discard, but it also removes their only land. Or I could just put Caracas into play and hide behind Urza Saga. I think I'm more interested in that. Okay, they're just passing priority again. In the end step, we're gonna do Saga stuff. Token comes in. I am not gonna Dredge Loam. I'm gonna take a draw. Yeah, rewarded twice here. 2 for 2 on taking a draw. I'm going to tuner up Nile Spellbomb. Draft Digger's Cage better. Spellbomb can draw a card if it's not going well. I could also see an argument for just getting Shadow Spear since I have 2 pieces of Graveyard Hate already. Or I have Caracas plus Surgical. I guess that's not 2 pieces. It's just like 1 piece, and then I can bounce Grizzlebrand. Isn't even good. Yeah, they would need to be on Show and Tell to, I think, have any chance in this game. And the blue's in the deck for a reason. I should respect it and assume they do have Show and Tell. I am going to Dredge Loam now. Interested in a Wasteland. Didn't find one. Alright. Did find a Beseiju. Attacking opponent for 8. As much as I want to take that land away from them, I don't want to let them discard a card. And they're dead on board. Okay, I have a lethal attack. Kind of want access to that. Loam. Up the Saga. Okay. Entomb. Straight into Nile Spellbomb. So they have some sort of either plan or desperation. Reanimate into the Spellbomb. That does also take lethal off the board. Alright. Do I reveal Surgical is in my deck? I can make a construct and just also have lethal next turn. Yeah, I'm not going to reveal Surgical. If I don't have to. I will pay. I will not dredge. The graveyard's gone. Well, I guess I should have just let that resolve. They were just memeing. They're at 8. That would have killed them. Such a knee-jerk. Well, style points regardless. Okay, I'm going to play Urborg, make a construct, and then attack for 8. That was goofy. You will not go out on your own terms. I'm glad I did. I'm extra glad I didn't Surgical that now. What if they got free information when they were just memeing? Yikes. I don't think anything changes here. I have all my discard in already for the Show and Tell half. I have all my Graveyard Hate in. And that is the whole game. Assassin's Trophy is like the one card you could possibly argue. Like if they go for an early Chancellor or something, a removal spell works. But I don't think that's the right play. This is not the keep. It has no interaction at all. I'm going to mull it. This one requires me to get a turn, but Dark Ritual Thoughtseize Hymn to Tarot could just rip them to shreds. I'm going to try it, and I'm going to discard Mox Diamond. Or bottom Mox Diamond. Now I wish I had shown them the Surgical. Okay, this one's a little risky, but chasing 5, not super in love with it. Faithless Looting resolves. They lost an animate dead. They missed on a creature. That's kind of big. Okay. Bajuka Bog. That's a nice find. Good follow-up. Okay. I am going to Dark Ritual and take their hand. Dark Ritual. I'm going to him to Turok first. I guess I should Thoughtseize first. Normally you want to him first, because then you have more control over the last card in the hand. But if I Thoughtseize first, I could see what's in the hand and maybe take them off lands. Right, I'm going to take Exhume, and then I'm going to him, see what's left here. They got to keep the Meltdown. That's easily the worst card in this hand. I think hitting the land is worth sequencing Thoughtseize first, even though I would have had more control over the situation if I did it the other way. Oh, that's good. I mean, the Meltdown's annoying, but Saga's still good. It's so fucking annoying. I could just Bajuka Bog, clear out the Faithless Looting. I guess I'll just play the Saga, whatever. This does start ticking up to Graveyard Hate anyway, and I have other discard spells in my deck that could get the Meltdown first. If I had Saga in my hand when I cast the Thoughtseize, there might be a world where I take Meltdown. I think I'm actually gonna... They're not in a position where they can play around anything, so I'm gonna cycle now rather than represent crop rotation or something. Like if I drew a Grafdigger's Cage, it would be worth playing there. Pithing Needle, okay. That can name Grizzlebrand, but I would rather start... I get one big swing with my constructs in, and if they don't find mana, they can't melt down what I find. I'm going to get my basic swamp here. There are occasions in history where Reanimator has pivoted onto like Magus of the Moon post board, and I really don't want to get just punked by that. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not going to Smallpox here, but it's a good one for next turn. They're going to melt me down anyway, and they only have the one land. They've been missing land drops. I have the Bajuka Bog to follow up. That's all pretty good. I'm going to get Nile Spellbomb off this Saga Tutor and play Castle Lochthwain, leave up the black. That way I get to draw a card, even if they find the land to melt down. Nile Spellbomb, get in. Castle Lochthwain, get in. Not playing Pithing Needle here. Knowing that they have a sweeper in hand. Not super inspiring. Lotus Petal. Oh, please melt that down. If they do, like, land show and tell here, and I'll put in Pithing Needle and name Grizzlebrand, and then I have Smallpox to clear the monster. Dark Ritual. Okay. A little scary. Where's this going? They melt down, entomb, reanimate all at once. They got me. Oh, flashing back Faithless Looting. They're not even melting down. Interesting. Because they're banking on Faithless Looting, finding a red source to also melt down here. Like, I have Nile Spellbomb in play. This, like, YOLO Reanimate is not a plan here. Okay, they found a Grief, and they're going to reanimate it. Gonna Nile Spellbomb, as advertised. I would like to draw a card. I found Surgical Extraction. Oh, it's disgusting. Okay. 2 cards in hand, one of them is still Meltdown. Dark Ritual. Alright. That's a good one for me to discard to Smallpox, which I am going to cast here. They're clearly not doing anything, and I'd like to keep it that way. But one thing they can do messes up my board. I'm going to Smallpox, discarding Dark Ritual. If they discard a monster, I can Bajuka Bog. I'm going to sack the basic swamp. I'm off it. I'm not playing around Magus of the Moon anymore. I'm going to keep my good lands in play. Discarded Dark Ritual. I'm going to play Pithing Needle, name Grizzlebrand. Like, now they... And I'll get the Bog in. Because I have Castle Lochthwain here. Bog isn't really doing anything here, but it does tap for black. And I have Surgical as my last card in hand. They need to draw a red source just to kill Construct, and they need to draw a second mana source after that to clear the Needle as well. I think they were supposed to melt down for X=1 last turn. Alright, they found the Badlands immediately. They can kill the Construct. Then we're just in a card drawing contest where I'm up 3 lands. Oh, there's the Meltdown. You got it. My Construct is dead. Any untapped land turns on Castle Lochthwain. My Loam gets me Saga. Discard spells are bad. Oh, there's one. Guess we're chilling. They will at some point end up with a card in their hand. Okay, now I can lock Thwain. It cost me 3 life, but I'm not using that life anyway. I considered last turn just firing off Tim's Rock to make lock Thwain less painful, but I think I will eventually hit something with the him. Go to 12 to draw an extra card here. Caracas is a pretty good extra card. Dark Ritual. Okay. Dark Ritual him to Turok and activate lock Thwain again. This could end up putting a monster in their graveyard that they had no other way to get rid of. Play Caracas. And I could use the floating one to exile Faithless Looting Forever. I think I am going to do that. That card is not bad here. 2 lootings, Show and Tell confirmed, a full boat of those. Archons, Grizzles, Grave Titan. Yeah, this aggressive Surgical Extraction is really just... Oh, they do have Magus of the Moon as well. Look at me, knowing about stuff that happens sometimes. Right, this is a bet on Castle Lock Thwain. Like, I am just going in here on drawing extra cards. The more I think about it, the more I don't like that Surgical. That was actually really bad. I wish I had not done that. Let's draw some good cards and not be punished. In typical BoshNRoll fashion. Heatland is a redraw. I'm looking for a Saga or a Loam here, to get Saga. This land I'm not mad about. Just constricting their options wherever I can. Pretty good. I'm not going to lock Thwain now. I don't think there's any 1-drops I'd want to cast, and they do have discard spells. I can afford to go to 9 here to draw again. There's the Loam. Okay, let's get to work. Life from the Loam, targeting Urza Saga and Barrenmoor. And I guess I'll target the Wasteland. Do I want to target the Wasteland? It makes Lock Thwain worse if I just pick up random extra lands, but if I'm truly advancing my game plan, I don't mind making Lock Thwain worse. Saga. And Grafdigger's Cage is a card I could draw that I would prefer to be in play here. So I am going to cycle Barrenmoor and not Dredge Loam. Smallpox, Tilt. Don't have the black mana for that. It's an exciting card, though. Do I want to Dredge Loam? If I Dredge Loam, I can cast Smallpox. Yeah, okay. I'm going to Dredge Loam. Saga ticks up. And then I can cast Smallpox, sacking Bajuka Bog. And then I can Loam Bajuka Bog back up, and it's in my hand for later. Like, if they discard a monster, I can pick up Bajuka Bog and bog them, and if not, I'll just make a construct. Discarded Exhume, I'm going to sack Bog. Loam, pick up Bajuka Bog, Barrenmoor, and Basic Swamp. Still have my land drop. I'm going to play an untapped land for Urza Saga. And this is how we do it. Now I'm feeling good. I feel like we're over the hump here. That Loam really did what it needed to do. End step. Token. I am not going to Dredge Loam this time. Through Wasteland. Make another token. Currency Converter would actually slap here, but I'm going to go with Shadow Spear. I milled my cage last turn, unfortunately. They're popping off fetch lands, just playing around Pithing Needle, which I'm not going to do. That's not the plan, but might as well when you're not doing anything else. Grab Shadow Spear. I'm going to hold on to the Bajuka Bog, and I'll play Wasteland, equip Shadow Spear, start smashing. Now the card Reanimate is off completely. I can still Barrenmoor into a Surgical Extraction YOLO mode if I need to, but like Entomb Reanimate doesn't win the game, and those are the only 2 spells for 2 mana I can think of with 2 cards in hand that could even do anything. I guess they could have Badlands and another Meltdown to spend more time hanging out here, but I have Loam going and I'll just rebuild my Saga over the next 2 turns and win the game that way. We got the GGs in the chat. They said something about mistakes in the chat, like they can't wait to see their mistakes on camera. I wonder if they actively made mistakes, or it's just like a joke in general about watching yourself play Magic. I wonder if they did missequence that Meltdown turn, like jam Lotus Petal, and then forgetting it was an artifact that would be hit by their own Meltdown, and then instead of committing to Meltdown for 1, they did that weird Faithless Looting thing, and then took a giant hit from Construct tokens. I wonder if that was a miscalculation or what happened there, but whatever. Another victory. Keep it rolling. On the draw with a Heartbreaker, we got Dark Ritual Liliana. No black mana to make it happen, though. Do I keep this on spec? Probably not. I'm not usually afraid of 6, but how many untapped black sources do we have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 16 untapped black sources I could draw. I think I got a mulligan this. Pox is in a deck that plays from behind. Okay, I'll keep this one and send Karn to the bottom. This one has double black on turn 1. I could Smallpox or him to Turok, whatever's appropriate for the matchup. Hope I draw another land so I can follow up with this Urza Saga either way. Oh no. Said they're a fan of the channel. We got a Bayou and a Mox Diamond. Oh my god, it's a Pox Mirror. Basic Forest is not a card I play though. Oh, Elvish Reclaimer. Right, it's not a Pox Mirror. We dodged that. Horrific reality. Oh, I ripped my loam. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Mox Diamond. Discard Urza Saga. And I have to Smallpox here. I don't think I can defeat this Reclaimer. Sucks they let on Mox Diamond like this. They just like untap and play loam. I'll be pretty bummed. I think I want to discard because I have to sack the land. I want Liliana for later. I'll just pop loam in the graveyard. I need to draw a land before loam is good anyway, so I'll leave that there, take a draw step, and just hope that this is mutually assured destruction. They discarded an endurance. Okay. Here we are. Getting weird about it. Right, it's just green-black depths. Alright, not dredging loam. Come on, mana source. Pithing Needle. Alright. I'm gonna Pithing Needle. I can name Stage or Hex Mage. I think I want to name Hex Mage. They're pretty far away from Stage. Vampire Hex Mage has been declared. Okay, we're both in idiot mode. Missed a land drop. So did I. Another loam. Smallpox, baby. Expedition map, okay. Come on, deck. Help me out here. Just a land. Get off the ground here. Get it running. Another Shadow Spear, okay. At least it's something I can put mana into. Okay, they still can't Expedition map right now. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Played a second Dark Depths. That's to buff the Reclaimer, I guess. Need that mana now, deck. Oh no. Urborg's so awkward. I can make them put them to Hellbent. And then they're chilling on their Reclaimer over there. I think I want to loam before they can hit me with Bajuka Bog. I really hate that my land draw was Urborg, though. That just turned on all their stuff. Oh well. Let's party. I wonder if they have a Dryad Arbor. If I play Liliana and minus, is that even something that they care about? Popping their map. Probably for Stage. Yep, their Stage. Play that. They can make Merit Lage next turn. Do I want to dredge loam? Try to spike Wasteland? Yeah, probably. Missed on Wasteland. Urza Saga, get in there. Liliana, let's go. Zap you, get rid of your Reclaimer. Caracas is in the sideboard. Can't crop rotation here. Guess I have to hope that they main phase the Merit Lage to play around Wasteland and then lose to an Edict. Or vice versa. Or if they play around Edict and lose to a Wasteland. Either way, I can't dredge loam. This Urza Saga is one turn away from gaining me some life to maybe survive a Merit Lage swing. My Urborg has their Merit Lage turned on. Sucks to suck. Okay, they've chosen to play around an Edict rather than around Wasteland. Hope I can punish. On deck, draw Wasteland. Shit. Plus Liliana. The Smallpox would have done it here. Sudden Edict would have done it. Dead. Nothing. Dead. Even Corrupt Rotation does it here, and I'm not even like bluffing anything by, yeah, except they wouldn't play around Crop Rotation because they haven't seen it. I'm not lands. Ugh. Alright. Guess I can see if they'll click wrong. Yeah, that game was about if I had
found a different land other than Urborg, I win that game. If I find even Urborg 1 turn sooner, I win that game. Tight margins there. If they don't have Mox Diamond, I win. If I'm on the play, I win. Just thin margins. This has to be a positive matchup, though, just on paper. Okay. Caracas and Assassin's Trophy coming in. I don't think I really want Surgical Extractions. Like, you can Wasteland or Hymn to Tarok a Dark Depths, and then it's gone. That's something you can do. I do like Pithing Needle. Isle Spellbombs, whatever. Dark Ritual is pretty good. Currency Converter. Again, this is just not the matchup for it. I think this card's dope, but we've been playing against a lot of fast matchups. I could bring in Plague Engineer on Vampire. That shuts down half of their ways to combo. Retrofitter. I think that's too slow also. All right. Just take out some of the clunky artifacts, bring in some hateful interaction, and this is all I'm going to do. We're kind of built for this matchup anyway, with the Edicts, the Land Destruction, Beseiju, Wasteland, all of it, and now we just got 3 cards better. On the play, I'll take this Thoughtseize and Crop Rotation hand. Keep. Ghost Quarter is also great against this deck because you don't even care if they replace it with a basic. You just aren't getting Dark Depths, and that's good enough. Let me see those thoughts. Endurance, Crop Rotation. Ooh, Currency Converter. Look at you, deck. That's really good against me, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm actually just going to take Converter. Because if they play that, and then I start Smallpoxing and Lilianaing and stuff, then I'm in some trouble. Profane Tutor is really interesting in this deck. I have a Maya. That gives me lots of green mana. I already had it, but now I have more. Do I want to just, like, Shadow Realm them with Smallpox? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to play Saga, and because of their Yavimaya, Saga taps for green, which is good for Crop Rotation or Assassin's Trophy. They're not really doing anything over there, so putting this pressure on, tutoring up, Pithing Needle, all good stuff. It is really interesting that Currency Converter is insane for them, but bad for me. Like, bad for me to have against them, but insane for them to have at all. Raucous. Slamming a Crop Rotation here. Got it. Wasteland. All right, I'm going to Crop Rotate them right back here. Thanks for the green mana. Surprise. Okay, do I want to just replace it with another Saga and keep the beats coming? I could grab my Caracas or a Wasteland of my own. I don't think I need all that, though. I'm just going to replace the Saga. Just counter the Wasteland there. Seems pretty good. And the beats keep coming. Saga ticks up. I'm going to sandbag the Ghost Quarter. I have Assassin's Trophy. There's limits to how wrong this can go based on what I have available right now. Normally, I would encourage Smallpoxing when your opponent only has 1 land, basically no matter what the board is. But in this specific matchup where they need to beat an Edict effect and a Wasteland effect in the same turn, and I currently have both, I'm just interested in maintaining that strategic advantage. Suspended the Profane Tutor. Now I know about Endurance in the hand. The end step. Start doing Saga stuff. The draw main phase also do Saga stuff. Then I can get Mox Diamond, pull ahead. Shadow Spear, get above 20 life. I think that's better than Needle, because I just have that covered already. Between Ghost Quarter and Smallpox. Do I play the GQ or do I sandbag it? I think I want to play it. They're at the point where Dark Depths Crop Rotation makes Merit Lage. And I just want to put the shields up on that. Don't want to get too complacent. Here's the stage. Glad I played around Crop Rotation here. Played Peatland. A redraw could be good. I'm not going to equip Shadow Spear because I want my Assassin's Trophy and Ghost Quarter available to me this turn cycle. Oh, right. Endurance. Duh. Oh, this might have been accidentally a great bait to jam a Smallpox. Yeah, I didn't mean to do this, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so they can block, and then Smallpox actually clears something out now, which it didn't a second ago. My Shadow Spear will be chilling with basically nothing to do. Yeah, I'm gonna Pox. Scarred. Verdant Catacombs. I'm gonna sacrifice the Bayou. Definitely feel like I just dropped the ball a little bit. if they sacrifice their Yavimaya, that actually messes up my Assassin's Trophy. Back the stage. Okay, cool. They don't have double black or Hex Mage right now. They do get to Demonic Tutor here. They could get Pithing Needle and turn off my Ghost Quarter, or they could get like Hex Mage to go with Depths. I don't know. The resources are pretty low, and I have 2 answers, but I am out of threats now. Ghost Quarter or Wasteland can hit Ghost Quarter. Did I Ghost Quarter them back? I don't think so, because that ramps. But that's their land drop for turn, so I'm not worried about that, I guess. Fired off the Wasteland. I can take the bait and just like hit their swamp, and I lose to Hex Mage. I guess this is going anyway. Gonna hit Yavimaya, whatever. They could crop rotate to insulate against this. If they have crop rotation for Dark Depths, and then I guess if they crop rotate, then they don't get the basic. What they'd have to do here is let this resolve, get a basic, play Hex Mage, and then crop rotate with their floating mana into Dark Depths. They didn't have double black to do that, though. Yeah, this is kind of scary. Okay, they just burnt off their floating mana and passed it to my turn. That's good news. A Wasteland. Always happy to see you, buddy. You do have a lot of cards in hand, though. Saga, this is a card you have? Oh, yeah. We saw Currency Converter, of course you do. I'm actually just going to waste this right now in response to a trigger. It doesn't even get to tap for mana. If they want to crop rotate it, I have the Assassin's Trophy up this turn that I didn't have up last turn. Feel a lot better about this. All right, that's fine. Looking for a Loam. Get this Wasteland online. There are 4 Bayous in the deck. Just wanted to check on that before I rely on this fetch land. Oh, they've tutored up Urborg. Thanks. Do I want to draw with Peatland? I don't think so. Not yet. Ooh, that's good. They have 2 cards in hand right now. Can't crop rotation with what you currently have available. All right, let's Hellbend you. And oh wow, Doomsday. They're doing this. This is a thing that this deck does sometimes. Mage, okay. There are crop rotation or Dark Depths away from the Merit Lage. That's bad. I'm gonna chill right now. And none of my engines are online. That's pretty bad news. Oh, okay. Well, here's Doomsday. Don't really have a plan for this. That was a series of high quality top decks. An Assassin's Trophy can hit Urborg, and then they have less mana than they thought. And it also shuffles the deck. I don't know if this deck has like a Lion's Eye Diamond and a Thassa's Oracle in it, or if this is... Like, I know this is a thing, but I'm not intimately familiar with what their actual plan is on the back end. Like, do they just Doomsday into Dark Depths and make a 2020? I don't even know. I am gonna fetch Bayou in the end step and cash in my Peatland, though. I think it's time to start seeing some more cards. Here are the exiled cards. I really wish Magic Online would sort this for me. 1 Dark Depths. 2 Dark Depths. Bro, only 2 Dark Depths in exile. Does that mean they made a pile with 1? I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on right now. I am gonna fetch a Bayou and draw a card. I know I'm doing that. That much is happening. Crop rotation. Okay. What do I want to do with that? I could get Urza Saga, and thanks to their Urborg, that does function. Karak is still in my deck. It is. Maybe I just take a draw here. Oh god, Life from the Loam. Okay. Wasteland, Ghost Quarter, and Nurturing Peatland. Do it. Do I Wasteland or do I Ghost Quarter? There's a basic in there I'll regret Ghost Quartering, but I'm gonna Ghost Quarter Urborg. Or is it the Forest? I'm gonna Ghost Quarter Forest. I don't know, man. Searching optional. They may search. Okay. I don't think they searched. If they're just making Merit Lage, then I have that covered a couple different ways. If there's more going on here, they do have some Stormkill or like a Thassa's Oracle or some shit. I'm in trouble. Okay. They're attacking with Hex Mage. Passing the turn. They know I'm holding Wasteland. Not going to Dredge Loam here. Wasteland. Get the Urborg. And I think I'm going to chill. I could Assassin's Trophy the swamp. Does that do what I want it to? All right, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna Assassin's Trophy the swamp though. I still have crop rotation for Caracas to clear out a Merit Lage if that happens, and if they have some sort of storm kill, I want them on no mana so I can Hymn to Tarok them next turn, and then I just got to deal with this Hex Mage. But they'll deck before I. Yeah, okay, sweet. Yeah, they'll deck before I take 14 from this thing. All right, cool. Still not entirely sure what's going on, but we navigated it. I am sure of that. Surgical Extraction just got a little more interesting because they have the Doomsday pivot, but I'm still just rolled up against what they're trying to do with their lives over there. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it back. Same deck, let's go. I will keep this Wasteland, Thoughtseize, Smallpox hand. The Verdant Catacombs fetching over there. Oh no, my nemesis. That's bad. Do about that. How many of those do they play? It was in the opening hand twice. If it's a land card, create a treasure. If it's a non-land, create a 2/2. So Thoughtseize has to create a 2/2 by definition. Just Wasteland here, which is not generally how I want to use this, but if they kept on the strength of Currency Converter, I can at least get weird about it. Oh no, they have a follow-up. Basic Forest, Elvish Reclaimer. Okay. Urza Saga. That is not where I want to be just yet. I'm going to play the Verdant Catacombs and pass. This converter is going to be a problem. I think I need to dedicate Assassin's Trophy to it and then unload all my discard and poxes all at the same time. Smallpoxin. Like Moxin, but stupid. Life from the Loam. Yeah, that's pretty good. Regretting that Wasteland heavily now. And this is the first time we've seen Loam. I guess, was it in their deck last game when I looked at their... Yeah, they did just miss 2 damage by Loaming first. Hope that matters. Strong Punish. Guess I'm not going to fetch. Maybe I want to. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to get Bayou. I'm already exposed to Wasteland. Bring it on. Just holding up Assassin's Trophy. My plan is to end step, blow up Currency Converter, and then untap and Thoughtseize plus Smallpox. Hope they don't have Veil of Summer that I just decided not to play around. Assassin's Trophy. Use one of my premium interactive spells in the matchup on your stupid artifact that I can't beat. I waited, like, if they have Veil of Summer, I didn't see it in the Doomsday Exile stuff last game, but doesn't mean they don't have it. I also wasn't really looking. I was only counting for Dark Depths. I didn't screenshot their deck. Like a noob. That just resolved. Lands are still a problem. Liliana's pretty cool. I'm going to start with a Thoughtseize, see what I'm up against here. If they crop rotate in response, I can play my Ghost Quarter. If they make Merit Lage in response, alright. Foxes are getting worse, but I think it's okay still. Doomsday, Vampire, Hexmage. Okay, so they are threatening Merit Lage here. If I Doomsday, they have 3 mana starting next turn. That's annoying. Alright. They can't Reclaimer this turn, though, because they have spent their mana. I'm going to take the Doomsday and just start chunking here. I'm going to play... Do I want to play Takenuma or just get a Swamp involved? I'll just grab a Swamp. And by Swamp, I mean Bayou. Cast Smallpox. Just got to restrict their action however I can right now. I am in trouble to some beatdowns, but I expect they'll discard or sacrifice Endurance here pretty easily. Yeah. Another creature in hand is rough. I wish I was more familiar with their Doomsday pile. Maybe I was supposed to take the Doomsday and then this turn get the Liliana. They're loaming Wasteland now. I'm pretty sure I can't win. Yeah, I'm getting out loamed here. That Endurance was brutal. I needed Elvish Reclaimer clear. I needed to operate on a clear board. But even just the loam spinning here with Wasteland is not something I can play through. I didn't bring in the Surgicals because I don't know if they just didn't have loam or I didn't pay attention to the fact that it was there in game 2 when they Doomsdayed.
I need Bajuka Bog, like right now. Not a Bajuka Bog. It is a basic. Oh, this sucks. Yeah, turn 1 currency converter just nuked my whole plan. I couldn't Thoughtseize them, couldn't Smallpox until I dealt with that, and now I'm just under this Loam recursion with no real plan to get out of it. I need like crop rotation. There's even a Bayou left. There's one Bayou left I can fetch. If I can crop rotation or draw Bajuka Bog, I can start playing a normal game again. I drew my fucking basic swamp. Get out of here. Maybe that's okay. Because they don't have a Ghost Quarter. If they Beseiju my Verdant Catacombs and then Wasteland me, that's pretty good. They didn't Dredge Loam. They recognize that's not the path forward. But they've been just like wasting me out of the game instead of assembling Merit Lage for the last several turns, and now they can just assemble Merit Lage instead of everything else. They just play Hex Mage and can spin into Merit Lage whenever they want. Now Liliana doesn't even work. Oh, that was a weird attack. They just have crop rotation, I guess. Because that is the win right there. They chose not to make it. Oh, that helps. I can play Ghost Quarter and then Dark Ritual out the Liliana. You sacrifice a creature. If they have crop rotation, they can just Dredge Loam up the Wasteland, play the Wasteland, crop rotate, or just Wasteland my Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I'm not in good shape anyway. They can also Beseiju my Ghost Quarter right now. And if I choose to search off of that, that's my last land with a land type in the deck. Crop rotation confirmed. Wasteland, yep. Might as well Ghost Quarter, I guess. It sucks because they have Loam going, but I was going to go anyway. They're out of basics, but it doesn't matter. I guess I need to draw Loam now. That's what I'm doing. But they can Elvish Reclaimer. They just found their Bajuka Bog. Checking Liliana. Loaming up Bajuka Bog, Wasteland, and Wasteland. My own Loam is just about the only chance I had here. I'm still behind, and I know they have Bajuka Bog, but I'm going to do what I can here. Get back Ghost Quarter, Bayou, and Bayou. And they can Wasteland one of these lands, Beseiju the other. I don't have a replacement. So I need to draw Smallpox, kill the Reclaimer, but their Bajuka Bog's going to beat my Loam here. But that's a turn you're not Wastelanding. I need my own Bajuka Bog to stabilize just the existing board. Come on, Bajuka Bog. Crop rotation. Let's see it. Brackus, not helpful. So I'll play Ghost Quarter. Yeah, we're definitely losing this game. We got out-loamed in the Golgari Loam mirror. Yeah, really this whole game was their turn 1 currency converter. I kept a Thoughtseize Smallpox hand that literally can't beat that card, and I had to spend 2 turns dealing with it instead of playing the game. Loam was not even on my radar. Probably should have been, but wasn't. And now they have 2 lethal attackers for next turn. I'm not sure if there's a draw in my deck that can get me out of this. We're about to find out. Karn. Late to the party, big guy. Not sure you would have helped anyway, but alright, GG's. Out-loamed in the Loam mirror. If we're going to lose to something, I'm glad it's this. 2-2 headed into the final round. Disappointing. This Pox is usually a 4-1 machine. I think this is the first recorded instance of me not 4-1ing with Pox. On to the final round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. On the draw for round 5 against Matthias Hardstyle, who, if my memory serves, is just like a regular Delver player. I have Pithing Needle for Wasteland, which is what I would be worried about in this hand. Oh, JK. Maybe my memory was bad. Looks like this Nile Spellbomb would have been good, but now it's going to be gone. Got a little Reanimator action over there. Grief pitched a Grizzlebrand, okay. My Nile Spellbomb, gone. Tragic. I would not have played it on turn 1. Don't worry. Unmask, target yourself. Grizzlebrand, reanimate, yeah. I would have kept that 7-2, not bad.
Okay, at least it's reanimate. You can only draw 7 once. Caracas is in the sideboard. What do I need to do here? I need to still have Pithing Needle in my hand for next turn, and then Beetle Grizzlebrand, and then Edict. Wow, reanimate Grief going to 1. Alright. Shit's tight. I'm losing the Pithing Needle here, and with that, I cannot win the game anymore. Right. Yep, cool. Imagine winning the die roll, and then also having Unmask You, Unmask Me, Grizzlebrand, Reanimate. Powerful stuff. But we have played against this match before. I believe the matchup is favorable. I think game 1 is favorable too. We even had just Nile Spellbomb in the opening hand, but the opponent went first. No love there. Currency Converter, Retrofitter Foundry, all the slow stuff. Loam. Liliana's risky. I think this is what I did last time. Still like this plan. Let's do it. Okay, I have a Surgical Extraction in this hand. I'm going to keep it. I don't think that's enough to beat Reanimator. Just face it. Heads up, but it's not nothing. And I can follow it up with Smallpox. Maybe the universe will balance out here and they'll mull to 3 to make up for that untouchable 7 on the play last game. Went to 5. Marsh Flats. Faithless Looting. Okay. I like when they do that. Exposes you to some pain. Okay, didn't discard a monster. Lotus Petal. Okay, in the end step, I'm going to cycle my Baron more. Try to get some action off of this. That was certainly some action. All right, new plan, folks. I'm going to Wasteland them and play Grafdigger's Cage. Cage. I'm not going to play my Mox Diamond. I don't need to. And they just showed me Serenity. Not interested in losing to that. Okay, how do I explode as hard as possible this turn? I believe the answer is Mox Diamond. Discard Verdant Catacombs. Cast Light from the Loam. Get back Wasteland, Barren Moor, and Marsh Flats. Then Wasteland them again. That's more like it. Get out of here. Okay, now they're just going to stop making land drops. I'm also cool with that. I'm going to take a draw. Takanuma, Barren Moor. I guess I do want the Loam after all. Cycle Barren Moor, pick up Loam. Loam found Bajuka Bog. Mox Diamond, discard Marsh Flats. Loam, pick up Barren Moor, Bajuka Bog, and Wasteland. I'm going to hit them with Bajuka Bog. Like, I know it doesn't do anything, but it gets rid of Faithless Looting. And it was already out of the crop rotation pool anyway. Mostly just dredging for Saga here, looking for a way to win the game. Cycle Barren Moor first. Mox Diamond, another one of those. That's fun. Lose the Wasteland, then Light from the Loam, get Barren Moor, Nurturing Peatland, and I guess Wasteland. Take Peatland as a redraw. I can pick up Liliana with Takanuma. I don't want to hold on to it for Karn, though. Cycle, Bridge Loam, draw a card in the end step. Lock Thwain, that's rough. Ghost Quarter, not helpful. But I'm going to loam back the Barren Moor, Nurturing Peatland. Yes, Bayou at this point. Replay the Peatland, and it's going to pass the turn and go to cleanup, discarding Ghost Quarter. Faithless Looting. I don't know if that's the first thing they drew that does anything, or if they found the answer to Grafdigger's Cage they were looking for. Hard to say. Cycle Barren Moor. Literally just want Nurza Saga, and then I can start doing other things. Draw with Peatland. Guess I'll dredge another Loam. Still no Saga. Pithing Needle. I can name Grizzlebrand with that. That's not bad. Gonna loam back Peatland and Wasteland. And the Barren Moor, of course. Then play Peatland. Play Pithing Needle, naming Grizzlebrand. All of this is a nightmare. I am 31 cards into my deck without finding a 4 of. Discard Wasteland and other Wasteland. I feel like I'm in range of just getting absolutely clapped by some flurry of sideboard cards. Dredge Loam. Now there's a target for Wasteland again. All right, cool. Thoughtseize I like. Let me see what's going on over there. Archon Reanimate, Sarah's Emissary, Show and Tell. Yeah, let's take that one. And okay, they conceded to that. They were 1 mana away from Show and Telling. That's pretty strong. I was not really ready for that. I mean, I had Smallpox, I guess, but cool. They are a Show and Tell deck. Show and Tell build. All right, Liliana is a lot better against Show and Tell build. Shadow Spear might not be necessary. In the Construct connecting once or twice could win a race, but I think I want Liliana knowing that they're on Show and Tell. Currency Converter would have been bonkers that game, but that game was really weird. Yeah, I think this is the best setup I have. This hand does not interact with my opponent at all. Mulligan it. Okay. I'm going to keep this one and send one of the crop rotations. It's not a card I need 3 of, but the first one, getting the Bojuka Bog, is pretty exciting. Have the Grief. They kept 7 again. If I've learned anything about this opponent, it's that if they keep 7, you lose. 2 is still insulated against the discard effect, 2 crop rotations. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the 3rd and just ship the Liliana? I don't know. If they also Thoughtseize me here, I'll feel pretty stupid. They're doing something. I guess if they just like reanimate their Grief. Yeah, that's annoying. Fair enough. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the 3 crop rotations. Dark Ritual off the top. Oh, Mox Diamond is not bad though. Does it help me? I want to get Saga in, get started on that. And I'm just going to pass. They have a follow-up Entomb Reanimate. Got me. Otherwise, I'm going to supercharge this Saga starting this turn. That was a good draw. Okay, now I don't need to Mox Diamond. I mean, I can just Liliana them. Not even sure if I want to do that. Yeah, Mox Diamond just sort of got a lot worse. I could Liliana minus, but then reanimate on Grief is good again. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go Verdant Catacombs and Isle Spellbomb. Just cutting off the graveyard as an out goes a long way. They could just like slam Show and Tell this turn. Hope they don't, but it could happen. Okay, we're getting a turn. Saga ticks up. Just going to float and search. Doing something here. Getting opposition agented. What is happening? Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I think I want Grafdigger's Cage to double up, or I could Pithing Needle Grizzlebrand. I'm just going to double up on Grafdigger's Cage. And play Takenuma. And fetch. Get Bayou. I could Liliana and minus. I could Liliana and plus. And she would die in 2 turns to the Grief. But it would start working down the cards in hand. Do I care about their cards in hand? Well, I might not have 3 mana next turn, so I am going to Liliana now. If they Show and Tell, they're going to get to Raw Dog something into play. But they need blue mana. Do that. Just give me a turn to him and Liliana. Let's do this shit. Okay, now I'm feeling better. I'm going to plus Liliana first, so they don't know Hymn to Turok is coming. I want them to discard their worst card before I hit their hand at random. There's Emissary, Hymn to Turok, hit Entomb and Lotus Petal. That is the blue mana. We're starting to tick up. I'm kind of ready for a Show and Tell now, which they don't seem to have. Castle Lochthwain. That's a really good one. I think I want to Nile Spellbomb them and draw a card, so I have a bad card to discard to Liliana. Or I could just Thoughtseize and get them all the way Hellbent. And then I won't need Sudden Edict. We got a nice Nihil top deck. Clap, clap. Matthias Hardstyle tilting off in the chat. Very mature with your high roller. Turn 1, double protection. Game 1 on the die roll. Anyway, we defeated the Rager, Matthias Hardstyle, to collect our positive record. Sucks to miss on the 4-1 machine with Pox, but the variable we ran into was another green-black Loam deck, which is kind of cheating, because we're the only ones who are allowed to do that. So I'm not going to count that as a loss. So this was a 3-1. No, I'm just fucking... this deck, it felt like Pox. I don't think we ever cast Karn. Like, it literally never went on the stack. there was a game where I could have cast it, but I sandbagged it because we were winning anyway. And then there was another game where I drew it, but we were already too far behind and dead on board to it. So unfortunate that we played this deck to showcase Karn and crop rotation specifically, but Karn never showed up. But the crop rotation was really good. We had some really nice rotate for Bajuka Bog. We rotated in response to some Wastelands. Rotate is a great tool in the Merit Lage matchup. The crop rotation was definitely performed. Big fan of that. Sorry Karn didn't show up, but that's how Magic works sometimes. The currency converter, I still think this card is insane in theory. We just played against a series of matchups where it wasn't that good, but it did obliterate us in the match. In one of the matchups we lost straight up to this card existing on turn 1. The rest of the tutor package, maybe this was just a weird league because I boarded out Retrofitter Foundry almost every round. I boarded out Currency Converter almost every round. Shadow Spear did win us a game on its own against Madness. And I think Shadow Spear is the type of thing you want in the main deck, and then you can cut it if the matchup's not really about that. But this was just kind of a fast league where Currency Converter and Retrofitter didn't shine. Also the kind of fast league where Karn's not going to shine. But all the cards felt good in theory, and the sideboard felt good. Like, if your cards are bad, sideboard them out, it's fine. It's not bad deck building, that's what sideboards are for. I felt good about this list, though. I kind of wish I had 4 Liliana. This is just, like, my favorite card to play. Though playing against Reanimator twice and Madness makes Liliana kind of whack. So maybe 3 is the right number to mitigate the... And it also the Legendary Clause, but Liliana is one of the few Planeswalkers who really handles the fact that she's Legendary really well, because she just discards her redundant copies, and you don't ever need to worry about them. Castle Locthwain was awesome. The game that we started doing that, we had a really hard grind on Barrenmoor and Nurturing Peatland. That was great. Still haven't activated Takenuma in a league. I've played 10 matches with various versions of this Takenuma Pox deck. Have yet to activate it. There was one game when we were grinding where it could have picked up Liliana, but I was kind of waiting for Karn and just held off on it, and we ended up winning the game another way. The Sager rules, 3 feels like the right number of Mox Diamond, 3 feels like the right number of Dark Ritual. Caracas and Tabernacle in the sideboard. Tabernacle still just feels bad. Like, I'm not even sure if this is worth the slot in the deck at all. It was in the main deck last time. I moved it to the sideboard this time, and we're just not really losing to creatures. That's not where our weakness is. So I think Tabernacle should probably just be some other card that addresses a weakness the deck actually has. And I'm going to leave it there. This was Karn Pox, though you wouldn't know it watching this league. This was Loam Pox with crop rotation. You would know about that, and it was pretty great. Luca, thank you for asking me to play this. All the BoshNRoll savages who love watching Pox, you're welcome. And go make sure to watch Stifle Pox from earlier this week and come back for Life and Limb Destroy All the Creatures Pox next week or in a few days. Lots of Pox still coming on the channel. Lots of Pox in the archive. And I'm sure there will be more coming after that. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out coalesceapparel.shop. Use the code BoshNRoll. Get 10% off. Check out the Patreon and all the links in the video description below. I'm out of here.